What's up guys, it's Bye here with another Rise of Kingdoms comparison video. So recently I've been figuring out how to draw things on the screen, so I've been really loving being able to pointing uh into the detail of what I want to show you guys on the screen. So today we gotta do another comparison videos. Um so for today we gotta compare Sun Tzu, one of the best epic infantry commanders, Sun Tzu versus 5511 Leo. So my Leo is not 5511, but he is at 5542. So one thing I can do is that so this third skill only kick in when he below 50%, right? So we'll do a quick check at when before Leo hit to 50%. So that is one thing to remember. And my force skill is only level 2, so the difference is very minimal. I think 5% to 6% for one stack, so it's going from 20% to 20 20% to 24%, so only 4% difference if you can manage to stack 4 times. So it's not a huge difference. So in my Leo 5542 is not much big difference compared to a 5511 Leo. So that is one thing I want to let you guys know. But I will make adjustment accordingly, depend on the outcome of the test. So that is something you need to keep in mind. So first thing first, we gotta do a comparison between Guan Yu and Leo versus Guan Yu and Sun Tzu. So let's go right to it here with the first video comparison. So first thing we got on the left side, we got Guan Leo, and on the right side we got Guan Sun Tzu. So first thing first, we want to see the first skill damage from Guan Yu here. So for my Guan and Leo, my Guan Yu is doing about 4,398 over here. Let's see here. 5,818. 5,818 here. 4,260. And on the other side, my Sun Tzu is doing about what skill damage my Sun Tzu doing here. Oh, maybe I need to pull back a little bit here to see the number again. So my Sun Tzu damage, my Guan and Sun Tzu damage, skill damage is here. We seeing a 6,200 there, 4,596, and 4,800 there. So definitely higher skill damage when it comes to using Guan Yu and Sun Tzu compared to Guan Yu and Leo on the very first skill. So because Sun Tzu has that 10% skill damage increase, right? So it worked for Guan Yu as well. As you can see, Guan Yu able to deal more, I think about 10% more skill damage compared to Guan Yu and Leo here. We'll see. Next one we want to see is how Leo skill damage, how much Leo skill damage compared to Sun Tzu skill damage. So next one we gonna see Leo casting the skill, and we're gonna see Sun Tzu casting the skill as well. Oh, we also want to compare how much faster Guan and Leo can cast the skill compared to Guan and Sun Tzu, right? Both Leo and Sun Tzu have a rage engine, so Leo have 15% a rage increase, and Sun Tzu also have that gaining additional 50 rage for every target hit by his skill. So that is another thing we need to keep in mind as well. So here you can see that my Leo is doing about 2,000 each here damages, skill damage, and 2,700 damage on the YRG, because YRG is squishier, I would say. And Sa didn't have a skill damage reduction. Also same go for Richard also have a damage reduction as well. So you can see the big difference here in terms of the target taking skill damage. Sadin and Richard taking much lesser damage compared to YSG here on this side. Okay, and I also want to see my skill damage on my Sun Tzu as well. Let's see how much my Sun Tzu damage can deal here. Let's go back a little bit. So my Sun Tzu is doing about 3,000 damages. So 3,000 damage on the Saturn, 2,800 damage on the Richter, and about 3,800 on the YSG there. Plus, that is not done yet. So Sun Tzu also able to deal like an extra damage over time as well. So after he casts the skill damage, he also able to deal more. So Sun Tzu, you can deal the initial damage is what? Sun Tzu initial damage is 800, but on the next turn it also deal an extra 200 damage as well. So pretty good damage there. That is why you see that number. So let's go back to Guan Liu again. Over here. So that is Guan Yu's skill. And we got Sun Tzu's skill. So Sun Tzu is doing about like double the skill damage of Leo there. You can see. So we are seeing what number here? We're seeing 3,000 plus 700. So 3,000 initially and 700 after for each target. So like in total around 4,000 each target there. So like double the skill damage from Leo there. So why is that happen like that? So let's go back into the game again. So if you look at the skill damage from Sun Tzu, like Sun Tzu's skill damage is not getting reduced by the number of target hits. So like every single target gonna get hit by that 800 damage factor plus 200 additional damage there. So a total of 1,000 damage there for every target that hits. But when you look at Leo's skill damage, so deal direct damage up to 3 targets in a fanship area. It doesn't say that the skill damage getting reduced by the number of target hits, but it might not be the case here. Because I think from what I'm seeing so far, all the legendary commanders, it doesn't. Okay, so for example, right, Guan Yu, damage dealt to each target is reduced by 15% for each additional target. I think Leo is the same, even though it doesn't say here. Troop led by this commander again, 30% increase health for 3 seconds. Deal direct damage up to 3 targets in a fanship area. 600 here if the current target is affected by silent or attack reduction effect. It takes extra 50% damage. So like, in a sense, like Leo should be able to deal equal amount of skill damage compared to Sun Tzu, right? But we're seeing like a big difference here. Because I am pretty sure that Leo's skill damage getting reduced by the number of targets that he hits. So let's go back to this one again here. If you look at the Leo skill damage again, so Leo only doing like what? 2,123 damage here. When you look at on the other side, Sun Tzu is doing 3,000 damages. Like much higher, even though Leo is getting that 50% damage bonus as well from Guan Yu. But like the initial skill damage is much lower than Sun Tzu. I am pretty sure that Leo's skill damage getting reduced by the number of target hits, even though it's not mentioning in the skill description. But Sun Tzu's skill damage is not getting reduced by the number of target hits. So that is another thing that I have tested. So that is another thing that makes Sun Tzu very good comparing to other commanders. Maybe Lilith forgot to nerf Sun Tzu's skill damage, so do not tell Lilith about this. But Sun Tzu's skill damage do not get nerfed by the number of targets that the skill damage hits. So that is one thing. So in terms of skill damage, Guan Yu and Leo is kind of a losing out to Guan Yu and Sun Tzu there. Like Guan Yu and Leo deal much lesser skill damage compared to Guan Yu and Sun Tzu. So that is one thing. Next one we want to compare okay, we want to see how fast Guan Yu and Leo can cast the skill with the 15% rage engine from Leo. So we got Leo with the 15% rage engine here, right? And we got Sun Tzu also has a rage engine here. Sun Tzu, for each target hit, you gotta gain additional 50 rage for every target. So we gotta see, like, is it gonna make a huge difference? Like, is it who gonna win in the race of rage here? So let's go ahead and see it now. Let's watch it again here. Let's see how fast Guan Yu can catch the skill. Is Guan Yu and Leo gonna win the race for the race, or Guan Yu and Sun Tzu gonna win? So we got Guan Yu casting the skill again here on both sides. Guan Yu casting the skill again here. Who's winning? Do we see a winner here? Do we see a winner here when it comes to the rage engine here? Look like Guan Yu and Sun Tzu is getting more rages here. I can see, right? I think Guan Yu and Sun Tzu is casting the skill slightly faster. Or is it the same? Kind of the same, but I think Guan Yu and Sun Tzu kind of like casting the skill a little bit faster now. So like Sun Tzu is slightly better in terms of rage engine in mass PvP, I think. Especially in this case, Sun Tzu only hit 3 targets. Like if Sun Tzu can manage to hit 5 targets, you can gain a lot more rage there. So you can see right there. So I would say Sun Tzu, like Guan Yu and Sun Tzu is slightly better in terms of the rage engine in mass PvP, because Sun Tzu can regenerate a lot of rage there. Okay, next one. Next one we want to compare is what? We want to compare some Guan Leo. Okay. We want to compare the normal damage. We want to compare the normal damage, right? Oh. Okay, here we got some number here. So here we got some number. So on this side, well, we got a target, a normal damage on Richter is about 1,132 compared to like 1,062 here. One of the reasons make the difference in the terms of damage, because Leo's has that 5% damage increase, right? So that it kind of make it like slightly better in terms of damage. So it does help with the normal attack damage as well. Counter attack damage here, we got 969 on this side compared to 915 on this side here. So like Guan Yu and Leo definitely perform doing slightly better in terms of normal and counter attack damage, because Leo damage increase skill, the 4 skills that increase damage. Okay, so that is for counter attack damage. What about the damage taken here? So for damage taken, we Guan Yu and Leo taking about 410 here, so 1,410 damage here from the swarm. On the other hand, we got Guan Yu and Sun Tzu only taking about 1,291. Let's play a little bit here. Is it number correct? I want to make sure this number is correct here. Nothing is affecting the number here. Okay. So like the damage taken, it fluctuates. So at here we seeing what here? Like here we seeing like 1,000 here, and here we seeing 1,800 here. So a little difference there. So let's see. Let's look at the number again here to see like how much overall. So here when you get swarm, we want to pay closer look at the number, right? The damage taken here. So let's circle this area here. So right now we got 1,000 versus 1,428. So Guan Yu and Leo is winning in this second. And next one we got what? 1,500 versus 1,423. So Guan Yu and Leo is losing by 100 here. Probably is there like a skill affecting the damage taken here. So we got a 1,410 versus 1,291 here. So Guan Yu and Sun Tzu is winning on this the next second. This one we got 1,403 versus 1,288. So Guan Yu and Sun Tzu is winning again here. This one we got 373 versus 379. So Guan Yu and Liu and Sun Tzu, it kind of even. This one we got 1300 versus 1600 here. So Guan and Liu is winning on this side. And now we got 1200 versus 1700 here. So Guan and Liu is winning on this side again here by a lot. Like is it like 500 more here, right? 600 more here. How about next one? We got 1000 versus 1800 there. 1300 versus 1400 here. 1300 versus 1200. Like in the long run, I definitely think that Guan and Leo taking a slightly lesser damage because Leo has that 30% defense. Leo has a 30% defense for the infantry, right? So Leo has a 30% defense for the infantry, but Sun Tzu is not losing out. Sun Tzu has that 10% damage reduction as well. This one. So infantry health bonus 10% damage taken reduced by 10%, which is very, very good. That is another reason why we can kind of see like kind of pre-even there. Not like a big difference in terms of damage taken. Guan and Leo is slightly better. Definitely slightly better there. Let's go back to the thing again. So let's watch next one. We gotta see how much, like how long it takes for Guan and Leo going to 50% compared to Guan and Sun Tzu here. So we'll see who gonna go down to like 50% first. So let's keep watching here. So on this side, right, we definitely notice that on this side here, here, definitely going slightly faster compared to Guan and Leo here. As I said before, right, Guan and Leo is slightly better in terms of tanking. So Guan and Leo going to yellow first there, like about 5-6 seconds before. I mean, Guan and Sun Tzu go to like yellow about 5-6 seconds before Guan and Leo there. So that is about 50% right here. Oh. This is much more than 50%. Let's go back a little bit. Is it more like a 50% here? Alright, is it more like a 50% here? And in terms of like damage dealing to the 5 marches. In terms of damage dealing to the 5 marches here, I would say kind of even there in terms of damage dealing to the marches, right? Like I am seeing here is that oh my god, let's pull back a little bit here. Here is better. So in terms of like damage, over here, right, compared to YSG, like YSG, I think this one is slightly kind of evenish there. Pretty hard to tell, but we can clearly see this one here, right? This Saturn taking more damage compared to this Saturn here. But the Chow Chow is taking less damage compared to the Chow Chow here. So like kind of pretty even in terms of like damage, I would say. Pretty even. So let's keep on watching here to see who's gonna last longer. Some damage there. So like Guan and Sun Tzu, is definitely going down much faster compared to Guan and Leo. I mean not a much faster, but slightly faster there. Probably we got Guan and Sun Tzu go to red HP already, and how long it's gonna take for Guan and Leo go to red HP here? About 10 to 15 seconds after. Probably 15 seconds after. So definitely Guan and Leo is definitely slightly more tankier than Guan and Sun Tzu there, which can also help in terms of like dealing more damage in the end. As you can see right here, as the fight lasts longer, you can see that on this side, we got Richard going down here, like red HP already. YSC going down pretty fast here as well. Comparing to the other side, on this side, the Richard is still yellow HP here. And the YSC is kind of pretty even there, but the main target, the Richard, is going down much faster for Guan and Leo there. So that kind of gets you another idea as well. So like as a fight, if you like staying on fight for a long time, I would say Guan and Leo definitely gotta outperform. Like Guan and 5-5-1-1 Leo is definitely got outperforming Guan and Sun Tzu there. Last longer and they can deal more damage there. But like it's not like a huge differences when you comparing like a 5-5-1-1 Leos with a expertise Sun Tzu there. So that is one thing I want to show you guys. Like one of the main reason I recommend, I tell people to get Leo is that if you want to get Leo, I think he is best used as a primary commanders because he has that defense talent tree, and you can definitely use him as one of the primary for your additional marches for infantry march if you do not have like a good primary commanders. So next one we want to see a video comparison is we gotta see a Leo primary versus a Sun Tzu primary. So in this one I am using Leo and YSG versus Sun Tzu and YSG here. Both commander do not have any equipment on them for fair testing here. So we'll see. Next we want to see skill damage. Right, let's compare the skill damage a little bit for Leo skill damage versus Sun Tzu skill damage here. So Leo is doing about what 2,850 damage, 1,839 here, and 2,877 here. So the Leo, instead of hitting the Saturn, it's hitting the Chow Chow here. So the Chow Chow taking out 2,850 damage compared to, I think it also hitting the Cleo part as well. And how much Sun Tzu skill damage? How much did Sun Tzu perform here? Like Sun Tzu is doing a lot more damage. Like Sun Tzu is doing 3,000 damage here on a Saturn. And what's the main DPS on the Richter here? Like 2,700. So we got a 2,700 damage on the Richter comparing to an 1,800 only. So like about 1,000 more there. Like Sun Tzu can deal 1,000 more skill damage compared to Leo there. So that's about like 40% more skill damage comparing to Leo. Even though both commander kind of like doing the same amount of skill damage. Very good to see there. So let's keep watching here. So skill damage, Sun Tzu is definitely winning. Against, right, we got Leo. We got Leo using defense talent tree here versus Sun Tzu using the skill damage talent tree. So in terms of skill damage, it makes sense that Sun Tzu is winning. Also, Sun Tzu also deal more skill damage factor overall as well. Sun Tzu dealing 1,000 skill damage factor overall comparing to Leo. Leo only dealing 600 damage. Let's continue watching here. We'll see who lasts longer, right? In terms of let's look at like in terms of damage taken here. Like we are seeing like a huge difference in terms of like damage taken, right? We got Leo taking about like 1,000 damage and Sun Tzu taking about like 1,400 damage here. So like 600 damage more every second. So like Leo can take on like a swarm much more like effectively comparing to Sun Tzu there. If you keep looking at the number here, like Leo damage taken number is much lower compared to Sun Tzu every turn here, every turn. So in some turn it take very high skill damage. I think when the Chow Chow damage I think Chow Chow have a skill that reduce defense by 30%, I think. Uh, but overall, right? Leo taking much lesser damage compared to Sun Tzu. Next one we want to see we'll see how much longer. So we seeing here, right? Sun Tzu going to yellow HP already. Let's see how. Okay, so we got Sun Tzu going to yellow HP right now, and how many more seconds will it take for for Leo to go to yellow here? 32. So take about an extra additional 3 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds there for Leo to go to yellow. So about 4 or 5 seconds longer compared to Sun Tzu and YRG there. So in terms of like overall damage, like we are seeing that like Sun Tzu and YRG is dealing a lot more. Like if you look at the skill damage overall here, look at the amount of damage here, right? We got this guy here, like YSE and LCIT is still Y HP here compared to this side. This guy is going down very fast here. Even on it here as well, we got a sad in here. You can see like you can pretty much see like a big difference there. So this sad in here definitely take a lot more damage compared to this sad in here. So like Sun Tzu and YSC definitely deal a lot more damage. So they are definitely a much higher offensive pairing, right? So that is something for you to keep in mind as well. If you look at this number right here, the amount of how much damage that Sun Tzu can deal. So let's keep going, keep watching here. We'll see. So like Sun Tzu is definitely going down faster, even though Sun Tzu is dealing more damage in the short term. But like I think Leo and YRC definitely gonna catch up in terms of damage the longer the fight go on. So Sun Tzu, you can see right here, Sun Tzu and YRC is going down pretty fast right now. Red HP already. And how long it's gonna take for Leo and YRC go to red HP here? About still yellow. We still seeing Leo at yellow HP here. Takes some time there. So here we got Leo at red HP now. So about 14-15 second actual time there for Leo as the fight lasts longer, and we'll continue watching here. So like Sun Tzu and YRC can win in terms of damage for a short period of time, but as the fight lasts longer, Leo and YRC, Sun Tzu and YRC definitely go win in terms of DPS for like a short amount of time, but as the fight lasts longer, Leo and YRC is gonna outperforming them because they gonna be able to stay on the field longer there. Especially when it comes to like open field fighting, if you don't get swarm often, with like a defense 10 tree, right? With like a defense 10 tree, you gotta be able to sustain on the field much longer because this skill right here, medical supplies, it's gonna help you keep healing back your slight wounded unit on the field all the time, and you gotta be able to stay longer on the field, right? Like it's all about like how much longer you can stay on the field. Like the longer you can stay on the field, the more DPS you can deal. That is pretty much it's pretty much the idea. Here we got what Leo and YRC lasting about so this is about 1 minute 29 second here, 1 minute 32 second. So like Leo and YRC lasting about 40 seconds longer overall. So to think about it, like every second you remain in the fight, you gotta be able to deal more damage. So like um overall when it comes to firing, right? Unless you can manage to like keep refreshing your marches frequently, which is not usually the case, especially when it comes to KvK. Not many people can like teleport your city closer to the enemy. Often you have to walk like all the way back, like 3-4 minutes there. So like how often do you want to refresh your marches? That is the question you want to ask yourself, and that is the reason why you see me using Leo. Most of the time, I'm using him as a primary, as additional primary commander for my fifth marches. Uh, because like the defense talent tree is just much more sustainable on the open field. There, you last longer. It can help you fight much more effectively on the field. You don't have to refresh a lot, especially for like infantry player. Like if you watch my last KvK in Kingsland, right? Every time I need to refresh my marches, even though my city teleported inside Kingsland, if I had to walk very far, it took me like 4 or 5 minutes every time, right? And because of the long distance walk, a lot of time I just like, oh my god, I don't want to refresh my marches anymore. It just take um it just take like you wanna keep on firing, right? You don't want to keep on refreshing, especially for some an active fighter like myself. I want to be able to like constantly keep on like refreshing. I don't want to keep on constantly refreshing my marches all the time. um so like if you ask me like is it worth it to invest into like a 5511 Leo, it costs you about, I think, like the first about like 180 to 200 universal sculpture there. uh from the test result, right? Like Sun Tzu can perform pretty well, like slightly, I would say slightly weaker compared to like a 5511 Leo there. uh I would recommend getting Leo if you need like another primary commander for your fifth march infantry. Other than that, you can definitely invest into like other commanders, um, because I think that you can definitely still perform very well without investing heavily on Leo. Especially as one of my video mentioned before, hit touch and force skill doesn't work very well in the open field. Um, so yeah, so my final verdict for like 5511 Leo versus expertise Sun Tzu. So Leo is definitely a bonus there. As I mentioned in my other in my other video as well, like a 5511 Leo is definitely a minimal requirement you need to get him usable, because he's gonna be able to perform better than Sun Tzu. So when I say a commander is usable, when I say a legendary commander is meeting the minimum requirement, is when I say that that commander is better than the best epic commander available. Let's say for infantry, uh, a legendary commander had to be better than Sun Tzu for them to meet the minimum requirement, right? For you to be able to use them on the field, he had to outperform Sun Tzu. Like if the legendary commander not outperforming Sun Tzu, then he's not meeting the requirement yet. So you shouldn't be using him. You should be using Sun Tzu instead. So that is the reason why I say that Leo 5511 is pretty decent, okay to use, and he have very good skill animation as well. And a lot of people love Leo, so like one of very great commander in his story. Like everybody love him. So if you want to use him, definitely 5511. Can use him primary. I would recommend if you can use him primary, use him primary. If not, secondary is okay-ish. Um, but he has to be secondary to win you, I think. Other than that, otherwise, he might not perform as well as Sun Tzu. Because when you putting him behind Wan Yu, you gotta be able to activate. You gotta be able to get that 50% damage bonus, right, from his first skill. If you're using him behind some other commander, you might not get that bonus, and it might be better for you to use Sun Tzu. So I hope you find this video informative, and thanks again for watching, guys.